for love, not fool for face. Don't be fooled by the body she has. Ọmọ tó lẹ́rù, tó dẹ́ni kẹtù, tó mọ̀ ho 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 ho. This girl is fine, this girl is fine, this girl is fine and she's fine and she's fine. Ọmọ yẹn dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀. Look for a girl you like with a good character. Àná jásí ṣáláńgá. Ọmọ tó ní sùúrù tó lè múnú ẹ̀dùn ṣóun gangan ni kò fẹ́. This girl is fine, this girl is fine, this girl is fine and she's fine and she's fine. Ọmọ yẹn dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n bàbá mi kìlọ̀ fún mi. Bàbá mi kìlọ̀ fún mi. Yèyé mi kìlọ̀ fún mi. Bàbá mi kìlọ̀ fún mi. Kí má fojú fọmọdé o. Kí má fẹ́ wá fóbìnrin. Kémi má fẹ́ wá fẹ́ yàwó. Kí má fojú fọmọdé. Ìwà ló yẹ kí n wò kí n tó fẹ́ yàwó. Èmi kò gbọ́, èmi yàrá ìmọ̀, ẹ̀wà wọ̀mọ̀ aláìgbọràn. Màmá mi kìlọ̀ fún mi. Bàbá mi kìlọ̀ fún mi. Yèyé mi kìlọ̀ fún mi. Bàbá mi kìlọ̀ fún mi.
Hi, good evening. And yes, for those of you who know, I should say mainly Nigerians, that was Ayuba, Adewale Ayuba. And for tonight's show, we have his presence with us. Ayuba, thank you so much for honouring my invite. Thank you. At such short notice.
No problem.
Thank you.
Any day, anytime.
Oh, thank you, honey. And also with us tonight we have Daniel.
Thank you.
Daniel, thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, thank you, honey. I hope everybody has had a lovely week. The weather over here is still nice. Everyone's still chilling. The kids are still on holiday. But you know what? One thing I am going to say. If you haven't got your child's school uniform, if they're starting secondary school and you haven't got their school uniform, get out there quick. There are massive queues already. You can imagine going to the shop to buy your child's school uniform and the queue is going to the petrol station next door. Yeah, that's London for us. But yeah, so get out there, rush and get that school uniform. I haven't got mine yet.
Okay.
Well guys, for today's show, I'm going to touch a very sensitive topic. And the reason why I say it's sensitive is because it's about religion. And there's one thing about religion, people don't like discussing it for some reason. People don't like hearing anything that could be going against it. Now what caught my eyes in CNN was that the president of Cameroon has vowed to close 100 Pentecostal churches across the country because he feels that they are defrauding people, they are giving people wrong information. There were some people that were also interviewed where they were given false hope and they had bad experiences, and he felt that to him the time has come. Although the churches in their defense are saying that he is doing some things that aren't right and they are the ones exposing him, and so in order to protect himself he is closing them. Now guys, remember this is an interactive program, so please ring in. Ayuba's here with us. If you have any questions, I'm sure we don't mind interrupting the conversation for anyone to ask you a question. And if anybody wants to see you, tomorrow you're in Coventry.
Yes.
On Sunday, you're in London at
Yes.
the Enabling Centre, and
Yeah.
all the information is on Facebook. So, guys, let's get on with the show. Now, the number's going to be scrolled at the bottom of the screen, so if you want to ring in, take part in the discussion, please feel free to. I'm going to start with, this should be my first victim between the two of you. Okay, you know what? Ayuba, because you're sitting next to me, I'm going to pick on Danny.
Okay.
Yeah? Daniel, now what do you think of this whole thing? I mean, in this day and age that we live in, church is a big, massive thing. Some people even go as far as to say it's a business. Yeah? But it's also a phenomenon of life. Religion is something that people cannot live without it. We need it to survive. We need it for guidance. We need it for other things. What do you think of the idea of the Cameroon president deciding to close down as many Pentecostal churches as he can?
Okay. First of all, I think it's important for the listener that we somehow set the scene and also give a little bit.
Oh, it looks like we have a call already. Sorry.
Okay, that.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. Let me see if I recognize that voice. Tokes.
Yes, that's right. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, Tokes. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I just thought I'd just call in and say hi to yourself, and hi to Mr. Johnson.
How are you doing, my brother?
You know, he's the reason why I'm actually calling in to say hi to you in London. And Mr. Johnson.
Yes, brother.
This is Tokumba. I'm about to lie.
Yes, so Mr. Toes. How are you doing, my brother?
Not bad, though. How you doing?
Long
How's
time.
the family? Yes, no, not
Thank
bad.
God they are fine. And you?
That's not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
So you're doing a show on Sunday. That's nice.
Yes, so
And that's what you try to be there.
I'll be looking forward to see you then.
Yes, it's been a long time.
All right, my brother. Ọmọ Bájúláyé.
Yes, sir.
Right, Tokes, before you go, you're not escaping like that. The fact that you've decided to ring in, I'm grabbing hold of you. Now, did you hear what the show, well, you know what the show is about
Yeah,
tonight.
I know what the show's about, yeah.
So, what is your take on it?
My take on this is I love it. I love it because I have to admit, the churches are somehow, there's some churches that need to be kind of checked. Does that make sense? They need to
Yeah.
be regulated and be sorted out because there are a lot of things going on. I even heard of a story of a pastor in Toronto for sexually assaulting a woman.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then apparently the guy's got history for fraud and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's, yeah, I think it's about time, and I'm hoping to do it in the UK as well. We have too many churches. Too many churches.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. I mean, you know what? That is your opinion, and like I said, you know, religion is a very sensitive topic. But whether we like it or not, it's a reality of life. Everybody has their opinion about it. Thank you so much for that, and it seems like we're gonna see you
I say hi to the guys.
behind the scene.
Yes, that's it. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much, Turks. Thank you for that.
So yeah, Susie, as I was saying,
Yeah.
It's very important to when we talk about sensitive, just like you've indicated earlier on. It's very important for the purpose of this discussion, but also with regard to what happened in Cameroon and potentially in other parts.
Which, yeah, it could.
of
Yeah, it
Africa.
could spread.
Okay. To say that you know, we are not here to criticize anybody. We are just here to. I hope we're here to give a little bit
Honest
more.
opinion.
That's right.
Yeah.
And a bit more ground to the story. Because we know sometimes when the story is, you know, is taken by mainstream media, there is a degree of, you know, sensationalization of the story as well. So with regard to what happened in Cameroon, I think what the Cameroonian president did. And I'm not here to defend the Cameroonian president, but it's very important that we remember that the president as the head of state has a constitutional responsibility for law and order, and to maintain safety throughout the country.
Yeah.
And there is, not in Cameroon itself, but in many African countries, there's this blurred boundaries between some alleged churches and some traditional practices and disputable practices. And so I think it was, to be honest, I've spoken to some experts in this area. The view is that actually the president, what he's trying to do is actually trying to help the church and trying to weed out rogue elements within the umbrella of church. And also, of course, in the process of doing so, there are, that any human activity is always prone to errors and
we're creating reactions.
So hopefully in the courses of this discussion we could go into some details as to the best way to do it. Using the army, was it the proper way, or could the government of Cameroon have used forums and conferences and talk about it in public and trying to allow the Christian community within itself to resolve their problem, or drafting some kind of charter or code of good practice. These are some avenues that probably in the course of this conversation we could look at offering some solution, because we discussed this matter here, but we also have a responsibility to, as and when possible, to propose, to offer some ideas, suggestions, and solutions as to how to handle that. Some people thought that using the army is not probably the right thing to do, and that's a discussion we can.
Okay, yeah, definitely. We can definitely go down there. No, thank you for that, because you did bring up some things that I didn't even think about it. Ayuba, now you live in Nigeria, and I think one of the things I read, I don't know, and you're also a Christian. I know you were born a Muslim, but you're now a Christian. Yeah, I'm right, aren't I?
Yeah.
but what do you think of the idea of the Cameroonian president deciding to close over 100 Pentecostal churches? So not just, I don't think he's touching the Catholic churches, baptism churches, it's the Pentecostal ones. And I think the article I read, they were talking about the fear factor of it spreading to a country like Nigeria because we are next door to Cameroon. What do you think about that?
You see, I'm hearing this for, I have to say the truth.
No, be 100% honest, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So, and you're talking about Cameroon country.
Yeah, it's happening in Cameroon now.
The president, no reason why you want to do such a thing.
He feels he has the reason, because he feels that...
there must be something, you can't just...
No.
There should be a big reason.
Yeah, his reason for doing it was that he felt that the church was giving people false hope, for one. There were people that were being promised miracles, and miracles were not happening. He felt that the church was siphoning money out of people, and people were like giving all their money to these churches, but meanwhile...
Could that be all of them?
Not all of them, but I think he was more focusing on...
How's he going to know the one that's doing right?
I think what he's done is he has decided to focus on the Pentecostal churches. And I don't know, part of me feels that he done that because the Catholic churches, what do we call the Catholic, the Baptists and all those churches? They kind of fall in a different remit than the Pentecostal churches. And so there were a few stories of some people saying that, one lady's daughter died. There were so many stories of people dying. Yeah, go on.
No, of course, as the gentleman is saying, I think it's very important for the viewers as well, and that's what I said. It's very important as we speak here that we give a little different perspective and a bit more background into the story.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to sound a bit controversial, but we know...
No. Listen, if you want to sound controversial, please do. I can deal with controversy.
But no, what I'm trying to say is that, CNN is a very reputable organization.
Thank you, yeah.
But we also know through other experiences that, these people usually are not on the ground. They don't understand African dynamics. And I think it's a bit too simplistic to present the story as just Pentecostal churches. I think this is a wide...
CNN, and like you said, they're quite reputable. I think you can't get as good as CNN when you're talking about news.
Sure.
You understand? You can't get any best than that. They have clearly stated, they didn't say churches, because I think if they had said churches, then it is so, you know that every church is involved. They are focusing on Pentecostal churches. And I think and that's around the fact that the remit of the Pentecostal churches are quite different from churches like the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, and it seems like we've got a call coming in. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Sorry, it's me again. I just have to beg and disagree with this young man sitting next to Ayuba. This is Fox again, by the way.
Yeah.
You guys are being polite. You're being polite. There are a lot of churches who are not maybe working together. And because they're not working together, their, their agenda doesn't seem to be right. And what that president is just trying to do is, you have Pentecostal churches, you have evangelical churches. Evangelical churches, they don't promise miracles. Am I making sense? They don't try to promote miracles whereby they just try to bring people through the door. What they, if you're preaching the word, you should let the word be your focus. That's all I'm trying to say. And the point is, there are a lot of churches now, especially, they come down to certain areas, you see churches next door to each other.
Yeah.
So what's your agenda? You don't see mosques next door to each other. A church should be for an area. And once that area is covered, then the next church should be for another area. Churches shouldn't be next door to one another and trying to compete. Then my question is, what is your agenda? And let's stop promising miracles. Come through the door and let them come and seek God first. That's what I'm trying to say. When you go to a mosque don't promise miracles. They just preach the word. And I think that's where we need to start moving towards. And let's stop being polite. There are some churches which are really doing really, really badly. And there's some churches who are doing some great work. But how do we weed them out?
Yeah.
And by weeding them out is what the president is trying to do. And I think this country needs to follow suit and stop allowing churches registering as charity. Because not all churches are charity. That's my piece. I'll let you guys get on.
Tokes, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thanks for that.
The little
Tokes.
I know is like we, being a Christian, all these churches to me, they are more or less like a university. You go, you learn the word of God.
Yeah.
Because what is in the Bible is teaching us how to do in life
what we are supposed to do.
We are supposed is a commandment. Believe from the God.
Yeah.
And the right thing. That is when you get to the level of miracle.
Sorry, but looks like we've got another call. Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Susie. This is Amber.
Hi, Amber. How are you, darling?
Good. I couldn't miss today's show because the topic is really interesting.
Oh, thank you for calling in, darling.
Yeah, so I just want to agree with the other caller.
Yeah.
And what you guys are kind of being a bit politically correct and not really speaking out. We have that opportunity to say something on the show today. So personally, I'm expecting you and your guests to be realistic and to be truthful about this matter.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with the president because there's a lot of mess in the church today, and something to be done about it is either some action needs to be taken either by the government or some sort of organization. The trouble with the Pentecostal churches, there's no body that actually control what they're doing. There's no, at least the Catholic churches and the rest of them, okay, we've got the Vatican in Rome, we know where to go and blame. We know we can go to the Vatican and blame them, look what your churches are doing. But with the Pentecostal churches, we don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So who do we hold responsible for all the young children being abused every day, for the women being raped, for the people being killed in the so-called name of deliverances, and let's not talk about all the damages they're causing people's marriages and all the rest of it. The thing is, people are still gullible, and a lot of people don't see the reality of things because they are burdened by the problems and troubles of life every day. So somebody needs to take a stance on behalf of these people. So I'm supporting the president and peacefully speak the truth. Say it loud. Come on. God will not punish you. So.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're right, Amber. Thank you so much for that, darling. Amber. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, darling. Thank you so much. Wait, Daniel, I'm going to say something now. Okay. Do you know what? I'm glad Amber done that in a sense because, and that's why when I started off, I said religion is a very sensitive thing, and one thing that people shy away from is talking about it and talking about it realistically. Sometimes, let's be realistic about what we are getting. We're talking about these Pentecostal churches. There's so much going on in every church, but the Pentecostal churches at the moment, people are being. I mean, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. But also, I believe in God to the extent that if I walk into any church, regardless of what church it is, I know what I am there to listen to. And I know when I'm being told the truth. And I know when I'm being conned. And I know when I'm being lied to.
What you have in the Bible is not right.
Thank you.
Anything contrary to what you are reading by yourself from the Bible, that is not right.
Exactly.
So when the miracle is coming to be more than Bible, then
it gets scary, doesn't it? Yeah,
but you should know the important thing.
Yeah, but I think in response to the last caller,
Amber,
Amber, it's very important that we as part of this show, we separate ourselves from taking sort of position with regard to, because we are discussing the aftermath of the president's decision.
Daniel, but you need to remember, we are discussing now is, do we understand why he would come up with such a decision? Yeah, is he valid in making such a decision?
Susie,
yeah.
We have to separate the two things. We have to separate. Had you organized this show today and say, I want to talk about, we want to talk about Pentecostal churches and their practices, it would have been slightly different. But we need to, for the purpose of your listener, we need to, because Cameroon is a big country.
But you cannot avoid talking about what goes on in the churches if you're not when we're talking about what the president has done. Because he's done it for a reason. He's not just walked in and said, right, I'm closing the churches, everyone start shutting down your churches.
Yeah. He's the one to know what is going on in the country.
Exactly.
And he's there.
And if
whatever happened to his country, to his nation, he's going to be held responsible.
Exactly.
So it's better for him to come in if something is not going on right. Like the lady Amber said, that there should be a censor, a particular body.
There should be a body
that take care of what is at least go around, see what is, because when you have church now, whatever you take from people,
what happens to them? Thank you.
My point remains. My point remains. I think we should, in the beginning, because the show is just starting, I think in the beginning we need to put into the perspective of Cameroon and explain as I said earlier on, the constitutional responsibility of the president, in agreement with everything we've said.
But hold on a sec, Danny. He's done what is constitutionally within his power to do.
Yeah.
So there's no need for us to discuss what he can do and what he can't do. He's done it for a reason. And I'm sure if they just went in and closed any church, CNN wouldn't just pick it up. But of course, for me, when I first read it, I thought to myself, sorry, if anybody feels offended, I thought to myself, you know what, well done. Because at the end of the day, I live in Great Britain. Yeah. And just like Toke said just now, you have St. John's, let me not call it St. John's, Oliver's Church here, Simone's Church there, Jennifer's Church there.
Competition. Rivalry.
Is that what religion is about?
And it's not supposed to be that way. Yes,
they don't talk to each other.
It's not supposed to be that way.
Those people going into each of these different churches, they don't talk to each other. And then I've been into some churches and it's like, you've got women fighting, you've got men sleeping with other people's wives, you've got, you get to church and it's like, the most important thing is who's got the biggest head tie, who drives the best car.
Fashion show, fashion parade, particularly every show. That's what it depends. It's people and the pastor. Some people, I think it's like enterprises.
Exactly.
Yes, they want to make money, it's a business. Mm-hmm. And it is in the Bible that God said when the time will come, when a lot of pastors, fake pastors, will come up.
Exactly.
With the name of Jesus Christ to cover them. So that, you see, I believe exactly what the Cameroonian president is trying to do. But to me, I'm backing him up. I like that.
Yeah, because they're feeding on people's vulnerability. The only person that you get going into most Pentecostal churches are people that have problems, major problems that they see no way forward but God, and all of a sudden someone is promising them, you haven't got papers. You've been living in this country for 7 years, no papers.
What are you waiting
don't worry, come to church. I will give you this oil. Pray with this oil. Burn this candle. Bath with that one. You will get your papers. Yeah, you even have lawyers in the church offering service.
I think, Susie, respect. It is very important, as you said. There are bad malpractices and so on and so forth. And I think, we have to be very careful to what the president is trying to do is not to dictate what goes into private, because in the end, what goes on in closed behind closed door is private matters.
No, it's not. Not when you're taking people's money and people are being misled.
Susie, if I may finish the point, I think what is important is the social consequences of what's going on, and this takes place throughout the world. In America, and I've heard stories about even corrupt pastors in America and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen massive closure of churches and things like that. But I think as we progress with the debate, we need also to address the issue of people on responsibilities, because it's the president can do whatever he can, but what the president is doing is just an aspect or first step of a wider process. That's what I introduced in my first point. I said it has to be a multi-dimension, multi-format approach. The president has to do what they have to do, because they must have some kind of, those churches, whether they are Pentecostal or otherwise, must follow a guidance, some charter, health and safety.
But Daniel, hold on, can I just say, there's a problem here, because a lot of these churches are not following some guidance. What they do is, some people start up the church in their sitting room. Then they get money, and once the money is increasing, they can now afford to go and rent somewhere. Because the bigger the place, the more people they get. The more people they get, the more money they get.
Yeah. What I want to say, if you may, just for the purpose of your listener, what I want to say is that this issue is actually what some people would call, it falls under the remit of social scientists, because it's an aspect of the social illness of our modern society. Because people lives, as you said, people go there, commit money, they give their hope there, and they hope that's the way. So we have to look into why our society has become so desperate to a point where someone can just
God wants us to be good is your time, pay your time. That is it.
Yeah.
Any extra of that money, I don't believe in it. Pay your time.
Yeah.
And that tithe you are paying you are not paying it to nobody.
Thank you.
You are putting down in the hand of the Lord to take care of the house of the Lord. That is it. Anything more than that, to me, is extraordinary. And when miracle becomes day-to-day activity, I'm telling you, see, it's scary.
Thank you.
But the kind of church I go in Nigeria, nothing like that.
Yeah.
You go to, it's like as if you are going to school. They teach you what is in the Bible.
Yeah.
If you have problem, this way to go by it. They don't ask you to come and meet me. I'll tell you.
Come for a private session.
If you want to marry a woman or a lady, bring it to the church. We tell you if it's going to be your future wife or not. Nothing like that. When the church get to that level, government can come in and do the right thing.
We've got a call. Hi, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening. Sorry, could you turn your laptop or your computer down, please? Sorry, could you turn your laptop or your computer down, please?
I'm not in front of my computer, so my computer's not here with me.
Oh, where's that echo coming from?
I don't know.
Oh, where's that echo coming from?
It's coming from your end.
It's coming from, I can hear myself loud and clear. But anyway, who am I talking to?
How are you, my name is Demola.
Who am I talking to?
Ooh.
There's an echo. Hold on, Demola.
Yes.
Hi, there seems to be an echo. Are you sure you haven't got a laptop, a tablet, or anything on? Do me a favor, Demola, could you ring back? Let's try and do the call again. Please. My God, is that how I sound? Just
That's a lovely voice. But Susie, on a serious note, as a gentleman, Mr. Johnson was saying, I think, you know, if you are a good Christian who reads his Bible and who knows...
Hi, sorry, it seems like he's running back. Hello, good evening. Hi, sorry, it seems like he's running back. Hello, good evening. Tomorrow, there's something going wrong on your end because we've had 2 callers and that never happened. Going wrong on your end because we've had 2 callers and that never happened. Sorry, yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, and we are lucky today because we have a devoted Christian with us.
Hey, excuse me, what are you trying to say? I'm not devoted.
I know
you are.
I'm devoted.
No, but I don't go to church.
But are you a Christian?
I would consider myself as a Christian, generally speaking. But
you don't have to go to church to be a Christian.
How do you want to discuss this when you are not wrong? No, how do you want to know the genuine one? Yes, you don't even know what is happening in the church.
No, but I think
you can't just you can't judge this.
No, the discussion is about what the president decided to do. But on the
hi, sorry, we got a call coming in.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. Hello, good evening. Yes, you may. Ayuba.
How are you, sir? Hello, sir. How are you doing? Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
English, please. English.
I'm enjoying you too. Thank you. Bye bye.
Sorry, who's calling? Hi, Olusoy. So what do you think about the Cameroonian president closing some Pentecostal churches over there? What do you think of the Cameroon president closing some Pentecostal churches in Cameroon?
Hello?
Oh,
hello?
Yeah? All right, don't worry. I think your line is bad.
Yeah.
But thank you for calling, yeah?
Thank you, brother.
So after causing the
You haven't answered that. You haven't answered. Oh, we've got another call. Sorry. Hi, good evening. Hi, Demola. Now I can't hear myself.
Good evening, guys.
Hello.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. Nice to have you in London.
Thank you, my brother.
Good evening, my brother as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Just calling to make a contribution to
Yeah.
well, my take on it is that I mean, the president knows his country very well. The president must have taken that based on what's going on in the community now. So I think, although I don't support him, closing Pentecostal churches out, just like that, but there must be a reason for it. So the people have taken that decision, just like that, just want to do it. There must be a reason behind it.
Yeah.
So if that reason behind it, we should be concerned about. Find out if the reason really warrants in closing down Pentecostal churches. So that's my take.
Yes. Thank you so much for that, Demola. Thanks.
That was exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a very good fan of yours.
Thank God.
I'm supposed to be there with you tonight, but unfortunately I had a small problem with my fire.
Oh, the devil is a liar.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for it to be fixed. If I'm able to fix it on time, I'm going to back.
Okay, I'll be looking forward. Thank you, Mr. Demola.
All right, then. Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye now.
All right, then. Bye. Bye.
I was trying.
But
to
Daniel, wait. Can you hear one thing that Demola said?
Yeah.
For him to do it, there must be a reason. It won't be something that he would take lightly, because obviously, you know, at the end of the day, for him to do such a thing, he must sit down and think, because he knows he's going to cause uproar, because religion is a very, very deep
I think we should
thing.
be here to discuss the reason.
The reasons,
behind
exactly.
What he did.
Right.
If there's no reason, there's nothing to discuss.
That's right.
No, there is a reason.
Yes,
And that is what I
reason.
just said to you. The reason is
reason.
the fact that he sees the Pentecostal churches taking money from people. And it's just like Ayuba said, you should only give, you know, you have your tithe that is 10% that you should give to the churches,
Yeah.
and that money is taken for a purpose, for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, even here in the UK, one of the things that I am against, and you know, I do apologise if I offend anybody when I say this, but I see a man starting up a church in a sitting room, driving a Ford Fiesta, and 2 years down the line, he's moved to a massive building and he's driving a Mercedes Benz.
Okay.
Yeah, the people in his church are still the way they were when they joined that church. Their lives haven't changed, but his life have, and I've got something against that.
Susie, but I think
Yeah.
I want to make two very quick points.
Okay.
Point number one,
Yeah.
I have not disagreed with the president. Point number two, I think there's a slight caveat we need to put into the discussion, that you know, government can only do so much with regard to these cases. You've taken that that example of a person who started a church in his living room, and I think we people, we have a responsibility to look after ourselves instead of waiting for the government to come and save people. So we need to make sure that you know, we people take responsibility for their actions. You know, if somebody, as I say, a fool is a victim of a trick. You know, so if people allow
No, I
themselves,
disagree with you there.
no, that's fine.
I
But
think
it's
this is what
important.
Danny just said. He said a fool is a victim to a trick. No. I disagree with you. A vulnerable person. When we find ourselves in negative situations, like you lose your job, or you lose your home, it happens because something has gone wrong. Things that you could, or somebody falls seriously sick. And they're not just simple things that you could go, like, if somebody robs me, and let's say somebody breaks in my car, I can go to a police station to report it. If I lose my job, or my child falls sick, or I fall sick, God forbid, bad thing. Why did I say that? But yeah, if any of those type of things happen, there's no one for me to go, apart from people that come to me and say, oh, don't worry, you'll be okay. But I seek solace in God. Now, for a lot of us, when we sit down and pray, and we don't get an answer straight away, we think, oh, do you know what? I need to go somewhere because I need this answer. And there are churches that some people go, and when you walk into that church and they say to you, you know what? I have some oil and I have some candles, and if you use it like this, you use
I don't
it like
call these
that.
people Christian. They are not Christian.
But they call themselves Pentecostals.
No, I'm not talking about Pentecostal person that behave like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't call yourself Christian.
You see,
You go to church to go and learn. What are you learning? Just to know more
about God.
about God, what to not to do, what to be doing about life. That is that.
But then that
Anything
means
you-
that you've gone to the right church,
yeah, but
because your church is now teaching you. But a lot of people go to church to solve problems, and that is where miracles come in.
Susie,
You see, the problem is within each other. You see, you go to church to build your spiritual power.
We should, yeah.
Okay, by how do you how do you build that? Is by doing exactly what the Lord Jesus
Bible.
Christ tell you to do, like follow 10 commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Sins cause a lot of problems in our life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You see,
wait,
that is the area. That is the problem we are facing.
Yeah.
Sin. But when you get to church where they are teaching you, like they are lecturing you,
Yeah.
they tell you what to do, what not to do, and everything comes from the Bible. When you meet a pastor that are discussing what is not in the Bible, then you know you are not in the right place.
Exactly. And the thing is, they twist
You see,
the
you
Bible.
pay your tithe, and you might have a covenant deal with God at times.
Yeah.
Because you might be in the house, God, I'm looking for this particular job, But if it come to be, if it come to pass, and binds these and these to your kingdom, to your house, to say thank you.
Yeah.
So, but you see, some people now, they call their pastor name more than Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
That's where problem lies. Problem happen in their house. They want to talk to pastor, not to the Bible. They don't even know how to take care of it until oh baby, kindly call the pastor for us to say what?
Exactly.
That's where the problem lies.
Exactly. Thank you. I've got another call. Hi. Good evening. Exactly. Thank you. I've got another call. Hi. Good evening. Hi, good evening. Hi, Yemi, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Can I tell you to your guest before I make my comment?
Of course you can.
How are you, Mr. Yemi?
I'm very well, thank you. It's a pleasure to see you on this show.
Thank you.
You are very controversial.
Who, me?
Yes, you are a very controversial person. The issue that we are discussing, the issue of religion in Africa or among the black people,
Yeah.
it goes deeper than what most of us will appreciate. Let me start our mind back that traditionally Africans, we believe in God, we believe in Pentecostal, and we believe that prayer works for everyone. But when you have poverty and you have governments that care less about people, government that doesn't care for the welfare of people, government that are concerned about their own pocket, people will see poverty in the midst of plenty. Take for example, in Africa, we have so much resources in Africa, but because we have corrupt leaders that are not either not investing or they are not actually allowing the resources to be shared across the masses, we find that where we have poverty, we have very stark poverty. And where we have riches, we have thinking rich people. And you can see that these are the contrasts that we have in our, especially in Africa. So you will find out who are rich, they are thinking rich. So that I want to say, anybody that is looking from outside will say, oh, these are the people that God has blessed. Those who are not rich, who are in poverty, they are the first ones.
What? Are you serious?
Well, that is how anybody will look at it. Because in Africa, there are lots of churches, there are lots of mosques, there are lots of herbalists. So people want to have these things to find solutions so that they will be blessed. Like those who are in government or those who have enriched themselves. So this is what I meant. That those who are not blessed, who are not rich, they are the ones that are caught.
Yeah.
Those who are rich, who have the opportunity, people will see them that these are the ones that are blessed.
Okay, yeah, let's get this right. Not that they are cursed, but that is the perception that people have out there. Yes. That if they don't have...
No, they are cursed. They are not cursed by anybody. But
no, they're not cursed, are they?
The government...
Yeah, has cursed them.
Cursed them. That is the problem.
You guys are going a bit deep for me now.
I think Susie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I want you to add to the conversation is this, as Mr. Johnson said.
Yeah.
It's, you know, as I said.
No, where's Mr. Johnson?
Are you?
I'm joking. His record. You know what? Because you know what I'm gonna do, Danny. Do you know what? I think this is a topic that if we sat here for 4 or 5 hours, people would ring in and we would talk about it. And what I think we need to do is we need to agree to disagree. We've got another call coming in. I want to talk about Ayuba. Have we got another call coming in? Right. So we've got like 10 minutes left.
I just want to make a 2-second point.
2 seconds. Yes. Right. Start in what? Go on.
Yeah. I think it's important.
Your 2 seconds is up.
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
As we leave this discussion, which
no, we'll continue it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's important to make these 2 points. There's responsibility from those so-called pastors I don't know for which obedience, Pentecostal or otherwise, they belong. But also the biggest responsibility, as the gentleman said, is to the person itself. We need to do our own homework, our own spiritual homework.
I agree with you.
And it's too easy to put the blame on these people. You have to take yourself from your house to go somewhere. So your consent is already agreed. So the president might have closed those churches, but it's not going to solve the problem. That's what I said in the beginning.
Hopefully it will make people think.
Yeah, but actually we need a multi-level, multi-dimensional solution.
Which is what Ayuba was saying about getting. But I agree with you. But part of what you said, I'm going to say, is because you don't go to church. That's why you said that.
No,
wait, listen.
No, I think
because you don't go to church. That's why you're blaming
Susie,
me.
to have an
But anyway,
debate, you don't need to go to
listen.
church.
No. What I'm saying is, you've just said, right, that the responsibility lies with the people, but you're forgetting about the vulnerability of these people. But babes, do you know what? I want to talk about you. I want to talk about your music. I'm sorry, I'm not just shutting the conversation down. I'm sorry. I'm not just closing it down.
The gentleman said something about you.
What did he say about me?
He used the C word.
C word. C.
Yeah, the controversial lady.
Oh, bless him. You know me? I'm going to talk to you about that. I'm going to talk to you about that later. But no, Ayuba, come on. No, you know what? Bless. I got Ayuba short notice. Sure. I'm even honoured that he agreed to come, and he agreed that the show wouldn't be all about him, that he would discuss whatever I threw at him. And
he's done very well.
He's done, yeah.
I know this is an apropos subject.
Listen, when I knew him, he was Oga Pata Pata, the boss, innit? Yeah, and we were like, we were the journalists just following, saying, please talk to us, please give us an interview. But no, please, we've got a few minutes left. You're here in London. Please tell us, how is life for you at the moment as a Fuji artist?
Yeah, I give glory to God
first,
because the talent is from Him. You are the one to manage it, and God is guiding me and managing it well. To me, Fuji music is really...
Oh, sorry, Ayuba, we got another call. It looks like we got another call. Hi, good evening. Hello? Oh, the person's gone. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, Fuji music.
I know it's one of your fans.
Fuji music is doing well.
Yeah.
From Nigeria to the Western world. But what I really want to do, I've started for a long time. I started since '93, trying to take Fuji out of Nigerian shore to Western world, and it's been very good. But all happens that you need the government.
We've got another call. Hi, sorry, Ayuba. I'm not. Hi, good evening.
Yes, I know Adewale Ayuba is going to tell us about Fuji music.
Yes, he is.
Yes, it's Yemi again. And Adewale Ayuba, I love your music so much.
Thank you, sir.
I've been following your music since I was a little kid.
Thank God.
I want to appreciate the way that you have projected African culture globally.
Thank God. Thank you.
And I want to pray that God will continue to empower you so that you can carry on doing what you are doing.
Amen. Amen.
All right. Enjoy your time and enjoy the show.
Thank you so much, Yemi. Oh, bless.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
See, I think with you, we need a 2-hour show, a 3-hour show. Yeah, go on.
Yes. I'm talking about Fuji music.
Yeah.
You know, the only little thing that affect me in Nigeria that I don't feel good at kind of music I do, and it's not from me. I think it's from the government of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do alone without the government.
Yeah, that is very
That's exactly what the Cameroonian president is trying to do. That whatever happens in my nation, it comes to my head. Let me find a solution.
Let me find a solution, yeah.
Like the music industry in Nigeria, you see, when you are talking about America, we all know, jazz music, R&B,
yeah.
When you are talking about Jamaica, we all know, that is reggae music.
Yeah.
But is anything like that in Nigeria? No. We just talk about Nigeria. All music goes.
Yeah.
Because we don't really promote our own indigenous brand.
The way we promote American, and
that is the problem.
Yeah.
Nigerian, everything from them is local. Why the foreign thing is international?
It's international.
That's how they always embrace that. Now I'm begging. I just want, because I can never do it alone.
Yeah.
Without the support of journalists in Nigeria, government, corporate world, to believe in their own thing. Sure. See what is happening to Ankara now.
Yeah.
What happened, because the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, he supported, he really promoted, he did a lot of things. Like he's like I don't know how to use this language. Like put it on Nigeria by
put it
force.
on the map. Yeah.
That you must wear Ankara. See what is Ankara doing now?
It's going global.
Go to Broadway in Manhattan. You see a lot of Ankara attire made of shoes.
Bags. You've got a lot of fashion designers wanting to.
You see, they love anything that comes from Nigeria. But the problem is, we Nigerians, do we like our
support?
Do we like our art? That is the problem I'm facing. Because I've been doing it alone. A tree can never make a forest. Now they say, without your government, your people, you go nowhere.
And do you know what? It's interesting because I had Ras with me in the studio a few weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah, he was. Yes, he was here with me, and that was one of the things he was talking about, piracy and the fact that how do you guys make it, because you don't get support from the government around the piracy of your records, around the piracy of your music, and that of course kills the industry.
The piracy continues because the government is not supporting.
It's not.
I just wanted to add,
they see them doing it, they can't do nothing to them.
They're not bothered
and
about it.
You cannot do it alone.
And I think that's the general idea, is that and just to make a slight connection with the fact that our government don't support artists and other.
I mean, you're from Gabon. I'm sure you guys go through the same thing.
That's right.
That's your traditional.
That's right. That's what. So the issue is an African.
It's an African thing.
Wide issue. So that it seems that we are more inclined to promote what comes from
abroad, the Western world,
which most of the time doesn't have any cultural substance. And I think that's as you were saying is the problem. We need to continue.
I got African Grammy because I'm doing Fuji. You know that.
So yeah,
I have done a lot of beautiful concerts abroad because I'm doing Fuji.
Because you're doing Fuji.
Because the Western world want to know what is Fuji. Oh, what is Fuji?
This is
that
different.
talking drum.
Yeah.
What's it called? Oh, these 3 drums that talk to different languages. What is it better? Things like that. People want to know different culture.
And it's for us to put it out there because people are willing to. Because I remember there's a guy who does the talking drum here in the UK, and I remember he done it for the Queen. I think she was fascinated with it. So it is about us as Africans
to believe in ourselves,
promoting ourselves, giving ourselves that respect, and pushing ourselves forward, just like they push themselves forward.
You go to Nigeria now, you think, oh, hip hop is from Nigeria and R&B. Go to our nation now. Yeah. You think you are in America. That is killing.
That is what kills our culture in a sense.
Yes, that's it.
And it's not just musically speaking, but also the way this gentleman, the new up-and-coming artist,
the new artists,
they dress themselves as
can't blame
American
them.
as well.
You can't blame them. They need
because
to survive.
the music they are doing now is what they play on the embrace from the radio station, television station. So you don't want to do something else. You want to be like Ayuba. It's only him. And it's not right.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
and then most will be looking at it and thinking, you know what? How do we explore the world? Oh, let's add some R&B to it. So we can't play our pure culture. And meanwhile, when you think about it, Africa is a continent.
I mean, it's very lucky, man, because I came out when Nigeria believe in their own culture.
Yeah.
You know, you could remember 1990?
Oh my God.
All radio stations in Nigeria, they were playing our Nigerian thing.
Because then our culture had respect. Do you know what I mean? Then our culture had respect, and with all that, Ayuba, yes, we might be dragging our feet. We might be slow to promote our own, but you are here in London. Yes. You have brought a bit of Nigeria here to London, and now tell us, where are you playing now you're here?
Oh, I mean, you know most.
Coventry.
I'm playing tomorrow at Coventry.
Yes.
Till on Sunday, I'm in England.
You're in London.
I'm in London. This is my second time.
Yes, your second time. Year. And you're going to do it more on Sunday. Because don't forget, this is a web, so everybody. So if you can see Ayuba tomorrow,
you can see the poster on your
on Facebook. It's all over Facebook. So. That's it. And he's down in Coventry tomorrow, and on Sunday he's at the Enabling Centre, which is off the A406. I'm going to be there. I hope you got my ticket ready.
Don't worry, I'm looking forward to see you.
A4, is it the A13? Oh, sorry, don't hit the A406. Hit the A13. Don't mind me. Sorry. You got the postcode there. Anyway, the poster's up there. You can see it, and if you're on my Facebook, you can see it, and it's all over Facebook at the moment. But you know what? We've actually exhausted our hour. I told you it was going to go quick.
1 hour.
I'll tell you. I know.
Like 1 second.
Exactly. I said, when we're about to start,
I think we're gonna stay a bit more now.
No. When we're gonna start, I said to him, I said, how long? I said an hour. He said, an hour? I said, it's gonna fly. Don't worry. Hasn't it flown?
Yeah.
You know what they say? When you're having fun, time flies.
Yes.
And we've had fun. And no, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Daddy, thank you so much for coming. And guys, it's a bank holiday. You're not working on Monday. So if you live in London, I'm coming to the Enabling Centre. My friends are coming, so I expect to see you all there. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much to the viewers out there. Thank you so much for the phone calls. And to my wonderful guests, and bless the production crew at the back who tolerate me, bless them. Thank you guys, and good night. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Don't be fool for love, not fool for face. Don't be fool for love. Ọmọ tó lẹ́rù tó dẹ̀ ní kẹ́tù tó máa hó 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 hó. This girl is fine, this girl is fine, this girl is fine and she's fine and she's fine. Ọmọ yẹn dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀. Look for a girl you like with a good character. Àná jásí ṣáláńgá. Ọmọ tó ní sùúrù tó lè múnú ẹ̀dùn ṣóun gangan ni tó fẹ́. This girl is fine, this girl is fine, this girl is fine and she's fine and she's fine. Ọmọ yẹn dùn púpọ̀. Ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀, ó dùn púpọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n bàbá mi kí.